Thank you so much for joining me today, Michelle. I am so excited to learn everything that you have to teach us today and learn a little bit more about you and what you do. So let's actually kick it off right then and there. Can you tell me a little bit more about yourself, your experience, and what you do?
Hi, my name is Michelle Jreige, and I am a CPA, but I've been working in public accounting for 15 years. I'm also a money mindset coach, so I help my clients get over their money blockages, redefine what money means to them, while still, giving them practical tools to, keep their business going and thrive. So yeah, that's what I do.
That's awesome. So you talked a little bit about taxes. I know that a lot of my clients that I sit down with don't know a lot about taxes. I'll be honest, I don't know everything about taxes either. And I do know that during this time of coronavirus, I've seen a lot of people start new businesses because either they were laid off or they're trying to supplement their lower income, whatever it may be. So for those types of individuals, or even people that started business a year ago, what are the different ways to file business taxes?
So you define what your corporate structure once you register the business with the IRS and the state. So you can have a single member LLC, a partnership, which can also be an LLC, an S corp, and a C corp. So a single member LLC is a company that doesn't file a different tax return. It's only owned by one member, and the profit and loss or the activity of the business gets filed in the personal tax return of the owner. So that one, let's say, is the simplest one. So the next one will be a partnership, which can be also be an LLC, but it has at least two members. And that does require a separate business tax return, which is Form 1065. Then we have an S corp. An S corp can be owned by one or more people, needs to be less than 100. It does file a different tax return, so that's a Form 1120S, so it's a completely separate entity from the owner. And I feel that partnerships and S corps have more of a liability protection than the single member LLC. And then we go to C corps. C corps pay business taxes, while the single member LLC, the partnership, and the S corp do not. A C corp pays business taxes. Any distributions for the C corp to the owner are dividends, and then the owner pays a 15% tax rate on that. So there is a double taxation on C corps. But C corps has stockholders. Is the liability protection is greater.
Okay.
But they do have the double taxation.
A lot of great definitions going on, and it sounds like there's many different categories that someone can fall into, but how would someone know which of those four categories they should choose? What does that look like?
Well, it depends on what the person does, whether if they sell a product or it's a service. My personal favorite is the S corp, because with the S corp you don't pay self-employment taxes, which you do pay self-employment taxes with single member LLC and the partnership, and that's an extra 15.3% in taxes on top of your regular tax rate. So the 1120S is a pass-through entity. We record everything, the profit and loss, and then the entity doesn't pay taxes. But it does prepare, when we prepare the tax return, there's a K1, a Form K1 that has the net activity of the business, the net income of the business. And that flows into the personal. And then the owner or the owners pay taxes on that, but on their own personal tax rate. There's no 15.3 of self-employment taxes on that.
Interesting.
So yes, like for services, I do recommend S corp, because with the S corp you pay yourself a reasonable salary, and you can also take tax-free distributions up to your equity.
Okay.
So in my point of view, that's the most advantageous one. I personally have an S-corp.
Say someone is just starting their business at this point. What information should businesses be keeping track of from the very beginning?
Well, something that is like my top one, accounting tip is you need to open a business bank account and deposit everything there, even if you get paid in cash, and every single expense you pay out of that account. So right there in that bank account, you have all the activity of the business. You have all the income, all the expenses. You don't have to be data mining in your personal account to see, what was business and what's personal. So that helps a lot. Just opening one business bank account, maybe one business credit card, and just use those two to pay every single expense and deposit all the income there is key. Because once you open your bank account, you already have an idea whether you're doing well that month or not. And you can see, if your balance is running low, you can add money to it from your personal account, and you're like, okay, so this month I had to contribute money to the business, and that month maybe wasn't as good.
So what other general advice do you have to give overall?
Do not commingle your personal with your business expenses. Do not be using your personal account to pay for business expenses, and then send me your personal account so I can see, your personal expenses. And not only that, that adds to the accounting fee, because then I have to also, go through your personal expenses. If you really keep, clean records, or the best way to keep a clean record is to have a dedicated business bank account. And do not be getting massages with your business bank account, or go on personal trips on your business bank account. So just, being very, I want to say strict about, every now and then people make mistakes and pay with the wrong card, and they can pay with the wrong card. But if you are strict, with, being conscious about what you put in your business account, it makes it a lot easier.
Going back to, the middle of the video, you talked a lot about the 4 different types of ways to file taxes. If someone has started a business, they just kind of started getting it going, but hasn't done any of the filing or the legal jargon or anything like that yet, and they're not sure which of those 4 categories pertains to them, and they want to ask for your help, or if they have any other questions, what types of platforms are you on that they can contact you?
Oh, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. Yeah, and you can contact me through there.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I know I learned a lot. I know other people will learn a lot as well. So thank you. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.